rolling.
All right, we're going to sync up your mic and my mic. It's easier that way.
Oh, okay.
And I stole that from Michael Gervais. He did it, so now, and then I did it after we did Gervais' podcast, and that's what he did. And I did that, and Trout was like, stop. He's like, you're only doing that because Gervais did it. But yeah, so that's how we're going to start this episode of SANDCAST.
Okay.
With that clap?
Do we all have to do it together?
Boom.
Team clap?
We can do a
Should
team
we
clap.
start every match like
No
that?
one else. No, that's
Instead of our
absolutely not.
Yeah. I liked our team hugs.
That's
Yeah, I did too.
Florida
liked-
Gator thing, so we don't
That's true.
do this.
Oh, I don't even think about the Gators. That's why I don't even think about
Just
it.
let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Have you always let, has it changed every year if you've let the players do their own meeting and then coaches do their own thing?
Yes, a lot of the times they ask me to do it,
Okay.
and then this year
The players ask you to lead the...
Yes,
Okay.
I had a couple, and for reasons I won't disclose, they used to ask me to do this talk before, but the more I'm just reading about like leadership and all that, like it should come from them. Like their energy should not come from the coaching staff, which
Yeah.
I think is, we have a lot of energy, so we're probably guilty of that a lot of times. But yeah, this year I think we asked halfway through a couple of them to do it, and I thought they did a good job.
They
Great
seemed
job.
to take it
I mean,
away.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know if they were the worst huddles or not. I liked our huddles.
Yeah.
I like our huddles too. Our, a 3-person huddle.
Yeah. But with the season ended, I feel like this is probably one of the more unique years you've had as head coach, with the most freshmen you've ever had starting. This is your 10th year?
Yeah, 10th year.
And then we came in. You're still the only coach, only program that's made every single national championship, which Delaney was like, that's super impressive. And for you, I feel like, what's the expectation?
If we didn't make it, that would be crushing probably. But it's hard. A lot of good teams didn't make it.
Yeah.
So this year, more than ever, I think we were just so thankful we were in the conversation because it's getting way more competitive.
Yeah.
But I hate those things because, one, I feel like it's just like, I don't know, what does it mean? It means you're there, but we obviously want to win, you know? And then two, like, I feel like it's like almost like the Wheaties box pressure.
Yeah.
Like you're just, you're trying to maintain that, which that's not really what we're trying to do. We're not trying to maintain just getting it ourselves there. And that's why I think we took a lot of chances on freshmen, is because we're trying to look down the road or look at the long game and develop players. So.
Yeah. But it's like, I remember talking to you last year. Well, you were both on the blue couch last year together at Tries, and just the weird like standards of success, because you were like, we had one of the best regular seasons ever, not this past season, but 2 years ago. And then you guys were down like 12-7 in the third set of the first round, and you're like, shoot, I should have skipped Huntington.
Yeah.
And then you won, so it was almost a disaster, and then you end up getting...
Yeah, that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yes, where if we would have lost that versus Cal Poly, people would have been saying what a terrible year it was. And then
Right.
we just happened to make a run to the finals. And it was like, yeah, it's the best.
Right. But it's hard, because I was talking with John and Billy about this, because like they both had special seasons in their own respect. Like Stanford won the conference championship first time, tied their single season wins mark. John and LMU make the finals for the first time, but you don't win. So it's like, what is success? Like, how do you look at success from a coaching standpoint? And actually, if it differed from when you were playing too.
Yeah, I mean, winning's the ultimate goal, right, as an athlete. So, and you lose, like I've lost thousands of games, or tournaments. So it's kind of hard to put that in a perspective, because even when it did win, it's like, oh, you're just relieved, and it's kind of like, oh, it starts over again. So I think success is, maintaining, at least coming close to your expectations, what we expect to be in the national championship tournament at Gulf Shores. And then, you hope that you put a team together that can compete and kind of win. But there's a lot that goes into that, because there's a little bit of, we had an injury 2 years ago that kind of crushed our season at the championship tournament, right? But then we also lost second round, but it's like we had this amazing team and just a little bit of bad luck. But it's like, was that, successful?
Right.
I don't know. as an athlete, if we didn't win, it was, like I don't like seconds or thirds.
Yeah.
So, but I think if you put enough, consistent finishes, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's, I don't know. Don't ask
It's
me.
hard. It's hard.
No,
That's
I
why.
don't know the
That's why. Like I don't know. That's why I'm asking everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it because I've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
And at first it was all about winning, because everybody on your team likes that too.
Right.
Like you have less people complain, less people are like questioning your decisions because, she's winning or they're winning or whatever it is. But now, like even this year, like we put so many young people in like situations that just like tested their resolve and character and things like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. And just, they won't understand it now, but I feel like in the long run, they'll understand it and be thankful. And so that's why I looked at this year as being pretty successful. And then also, like we didn't have a lot that we were like, okay, we can count on this happening,
right.
which in the past years we have. So that was kind of fun as a staff, I think, just rolling the dice a little bit, going with our experience and trying to put people in the right positions and put teams together to help win. And we had I remember that LSU tournament, East vs. West, like we could have beaten Stanford. We beat USC, which we haven't done that in a couple years. And then, we actually got crushed by UCLA, but the next time we played them, it was closer at nationals. So I think we learned a lot that tournament. It's just such a long season. I was talking about this with the coaches group that we need to build in some more breaks, like maybe make the season longer and then just, but keep the same amount of dates so they can have a break and reset. Because I think all the coaches are feeling that. So it's like, how do you have this good team, but then how do you peak at the end in a season that you have to peak every weekend for seeding and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's like long but short, just because it's such a sprint, but you can't really take a week off.
No.
Because you have like
You have
9
FOMO.
regular season weeks to play 8.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah, it's really
You
hard.
look at the schedule, it's like we want to play this one and that one and this one and that one, and we don't have a bye week.
Yeah, exactly.
Has your definition of success sort of changed throughout your 10 years?
Yes, 100%. But also I think it's different for like outside people looking in. Because I'm sure people are like, Florida State, like everybody wins at Florida State, you guys should be winning. But I think within our team, like just focusing on some different things, like we're going to get there. Like I feel like we're doing all the right things. And recruiting is getting harder and harder because there's so many good coaches. But like that piece I just talked about, like developing people in different ways other than skill. I think that's successful if you can do that the right way.
Yeah, and then there's the other element where I think right now I feel like Florida State probably has more girls playing professional than it ever has. Because you got Brooke and Maddie, Brooke Bauer, Maddie Anderson out there in challenge main draws. The Chalcones are just cleaning up the futures.
Yeah.
And then you have
Davis.
Supermom, Aurora Davis, back at AVP Palm Beach this week.
that.
I remember going through the list to put down like all of our players for our SIDs who are playing. It's like Aurora Davis.
Yeah.
Still doing
Freeze
it.
points. She's amazing.
Yeah. And now you got AK and Alexis.
Yeah.
Who have like a packed summer now.
Macy Jerger.
Macy Jerger.
Been doing
still
it
in there.
ever since she graduated.
Tori Paranagua.
Yep. We have a lot. I'm going to miss somebody and they're going to text me after this gets on.
I was trying to think of like all the names that I wrote down. I guess
But our
Angeline,
current players too.
Yeah.
Angeline,
now an
she's
alum.
graduated. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Didn't know if she'd ever leave that. She was here for 5 years.
I know. I asked her the other day if she could get a 6 year.
I love that all the girls called her Grangeline, the club girls.
Yeah. They call her grandma, auntie, like everything, like older, influential person in your life. That's what they called Angeline.
But I feel like that's going to be fun for you guys as coaches too, to see them take that next step, especially so many of them.
Yeah. That was actually a goal of Nick's. When we first came to Florida State, I remember he has a story where he heard, I think it was Aurora Davis being announced on Stadium. He ran warming up to go see. Where was that tournament?
Yeah, it was somewhere in California. It was the first person I heard from Florida State.
Yeah.
Because that was the only other athlete
Always
competing.
wear that hat.
Yeah. And that was a long time ago. I mean, So it is a goal to kind of get Florida State alum or players out there. Now we just need a better domestic tour to give them the opportunities to do that. Because it's
like,
yeah, it's pretty sad that I've had Huntington, and I believe that's the only Huntington and Manhattan.
That's
So
it.
2 AVPs for the players is little. As a fan, it's
a bummer.
It's a bummer.
It's a bummer.
So
Yeah, because we can't really go see them.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could this weekend, but it's our only weekend off.
yeah. I mean I don't know what the smaller things are called.
It's just a rename, like AVP Contender used to be AVP Next. And they're like good fields, but you gotta pretty much have to win to break even.
To break even. That's
So you got Palm Beach, Denver, Wapaka, and Virginia Beach are the 4 kind of smaller get your points events. So we have a lot of girls playing in those. I think we have 6
this weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Which is cool.
They
It's
need
fun
to
see.
do it.
Get out and play. And a lot of them have. It's cool to see Jordan Boulware signing up for everything and anything.
Yeah.
Kinsey Holquist signing up for anything. Fun to see Kai on the entry list too.
Before she reports back
No
to
breaks
indoor.
for her. Yeah.
No.
Indoor, beach, quick play, independent, and back to indoor.
Yep. Yeah. I think I saw her yesterday. She reports next week. So getting her extra touches before she has to go inside and loses her tan.
Yeah.
It's the biggest deal for all of them.
What is it?
They lose their tan. It happens so fast, like within a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as like the landscape of college sports, I feel like is changing so rapidly. Like, have you had to adjust? Because the running joke this year was that you were in just secret meetings.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
just like meeting after meeting after meeting. Like, if you had to change, like basically as your job description changed, because I feel like at first you probably did maybe a lot more coaching.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
now it's so much of program. You're like the CEO of a program.
I know, I hate it. I hate that part. Yeah, I mean, I think every school is different, but with all these new rules, like the fundraising piece is huge. NIL, like getting businesses to, support beach volleyball players, because trying to show people that your return on investment will be there, which is hard right now. I mean, mostly at Florida State, it's people that support Florida State that have helped our program. But yeah, it's, and then meetings about the new rules, because they change so much that I have no idea what they are. And so we have to go to a meeting about it. But it's all good things. And I feel like I'm a constant learner. I like to learn new things, read. So it's a lot of that, which is interesting.
What are you reading now?
I'm reading Billy Allen's book.
Yeah.
So Billy
Which
Allen,
one?
Good Blood. The first
Good
one,
Blood.
yeah. Gunnar read it and Nick read it, and now I'm reading it, and I really like it. Good job, Billy. Gunnar can't wait for the 3rd. I haven't read the 2nd yet. I'm going to do it after. But all through the season, we were reading like coaches' books, and those actually can get a little mundane. I'm a good, I love nonfiction.
It's nice to get a little ice cream of a book.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so quick to read. Like the coaches' books, I have to reread a lot of stuff over and over again just to like have it make sense. But yeah, Billy did a great job. The names are a little odd.
Hey.
I need like a...
Wait, like the character names?
Yeah, like I need like a, how to say it, like phonetics.
Yeah.
Gunnar and I went on a walk the other day and we were talking about all the names, and he's like, do you say it like this or that? And I go, I say it like this. You say it in your head, but it was cute.
Praise Emo.
How'd you like it?
I loved it.
You get number 2?
I have number 2. I haven't read it. I read the Steve Kerr book.
Okay.
And then now, what am I reading?
Kelsey Grammer.
No, I'm not reading. The Hunger Games prequel.
The new one? Like the prequel?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one with Haymitch and
I've been
his,
meaning to get on that.
which is pretty good so far. So.
How was the Kerr book?
It was good.
Grammy sent that?
I think his mom
No,
said
my
it.
Your mom
Yeah.
sent it. Okay.
It unbelievable. I didn't know his like being born in Beirut and kind of moving back and forth to the Middle East like till he was like 14. It is
didn't
nuts.
know that.
Yeah, and his dad, I knew kind of what had happened to him. I didn't know the exact details, but it was awesome. Like never got recruited, and finally Arizona gave him a shot, and then it's a really good really good book. And once he got to his professional career, like I just got done watching the Dynasty with, so I kind of knew all that stuff. There was nothing kind of exciting there, but how he got into coaching, I forgot that he was a GM at Phoenix Suns and
He was a GM?
Yeah, for 2 years.
I didn't know that.
And the owner gave him 1% of the Suns.
Gave him equity?
Yes.
That's a good 1%.
Oh my God. Yeah, but eventually I guess got let go. And then the whole kind of background between him going to the Knicks with Phil Jackson and then, this opportunity with Golden State opened up. It was good. It was really good. Definitely worth the read.
I'll borrow that if you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
You kind of fly through books when you start reading them.
Yeah, we went on that trip. I have time. We've had time now.
Yeah.
So, and usually I have in the past couple weeks been reading at night versus watching a show, because I can watch a show.
You can do a
know
show.
that. I can take that down easily. So, but yeah, it's good.
What are I know you like Pete Carroll, but do you have any coaches that you look to as like, that's the guy I want to steal stuff from? Could be volleyball, could be across the sport spectrum.
No, I'm not. No, I don't know. Bill Belichick? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got 3 books on him. If you
Because
want.
he has a 24-year-old girlfriend.
70-something.
We have to have categories here.
I just imagine him at North
Did
Carolina.
you see the twinkle in his eye? That's why.
Listen, you don't
Do
know
you
that.
think North Carolina knew what they were getting into?
No.
Like, that's all the press coverage that's coming.
I wish they were doing like how the
Hard Knocks.
Colorado does the
Yeah. the
footage of
prime.
Deion. Yeah, I wish it was all Belichick.
Oh, it'd be so funny. I read
Yeah.
3 books on him at the start of the season, though. If you want to borrow some, it doesn't mention
No.
his girlfriend.
No. Side note: do I need to just put this
Spray
dog
the
to
dog?
sleep?
No, I think, can we hear that?
It might get a little background on the mic, but not a lot.
Okay, because we have a water gun and we can squirt
If
him.
anybody can hear Cooper, dog barking, that's Coop.
Yeah. We could put him on the couch. He'd probably be quiet.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways.
What about you, though? Any coaches that you look up to, admire, steal stuff from?
I like reading about Nick Saban. I really think he has a good perspective. Like, I don't know him personally at all. So, yeah, you could write whatever you want. But I feel like his players and everybody that's worked around him has really high notes for him. So I like reading about him. In the volleyball world, I feel like I've pulled pieces from a lot of people that I've worked with. We've been fortunate to have really good coaches and stuff like that. But yeah, I think probably Nick Saban's my number one. I like Karch Karai. I just listened to Gabby's podcast with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to meet them personally and get to know them. But at Florida State, there's a lot of great coaches that,
I was going to ask, have you ever sat in on other teams' practices?
I have not yet, but I've been offered by every single coach. So I feel
Okay.
like that should be an off-season thing for us. We should just go.
I'd be
sit in.
curious to see, like, how does Mike Norvell have a roster of, I don't know how many, but how do you manage that
We
many
actually
people?
we went to one of
I'm
his
really
practices.
curious. Yeah.
He's so organized, and like everybody that goes to watch his practice, he like gives the schedule, so you kind of
Okay.
know what is going on. And we just tried to stay out of the way. And then he's always like, "Give me your notes." I'm not giving Mike Norvell my notes on the practice.
I have a couple.
But he's
I
so
wrote down.
welcoming.
So
Yeah, he's so welcoming, and like it's such a good environment to be around these coaches. And then Nick, we're friends with some of the assistant coaches.
My pickleball partner.
Yeah, Nick's pickleball
Travis
partner.
Wilson.
Yep. Softball.
Yeah.
And your spouse's
Yeah.
club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am in a spousal club where we get to share, but I'm not allowed to talk about that because we like to, just vent about being married to head coaches and stuff and the struggles that go along with that. So,
Yeah.
but Brooke doesn't think I should be a part of that.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
Because for how long did you play professionally since we've had Gunner?
I don't know.
Like for 10 years, he was traveling like 6 to 8 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And I was the spouse. I should be in that group. I deserve to be in that group.
Were you and Jen Dahlhauser? Did you guys bond over husbands being gone?
Well, actually, we were so just in it with our kids. But yes, Jen is a great friend of mine, but she has some stories that I'm like, oh my gosh, when I hear that, I cannot complain at all. But yeah, I didn't mind Nick traveling. Like, it was fun to get to see him. I give him a hard time, but get to see him do what he wants to do. And we loved like waking up and watching it and having the kids watch it. Like, it's so cool. Like, they have no idea that I played volleyball at all. And not saying that it was worth watching, but I think it's really cool that they have seen him play for the most part. We'll remember at least Gunnar, and like watching him at the Olympics and stuff like that is something that's really cool. And they're proud of him for that.
I think it's the craziest thing that most of the girls in the NCAA right now have no idea how good their coaches were at playing volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, just doing the USA thing.
Yeah.
They all knew who April was.
Yeah.
But they thought Alvaro was just like a little guy.
And Alvaro, I mean, yeah,
like,
this little guy.
Alvaro, one of the best defenders for the last 10
he's
years.
So good. Yeah.
They had no idea how good he was at volleyball.
I got asked a question one time if I played by a parent, and I was like, no, not really. But I don't know if that's a theme in coaches' worlds, and maybe beach volleyball is different, is that like the coaches don't normally play. They're more like students, or they have like an early experience playing and then don't play at high level, and maybe it's just more apparent in beach volleyball. But I thought that was really funny.
It was so funny, but I think it's across the board.
Yeah.
Because I remember Patty told me the funniest story about Mike.
Oh.
And I don't know if I've told you this one. So they were like, Mike always goes down and sets up the courts at MB San, and then he doesn't really do much at practice. He'll just kind of watch and offer a little feedback here and there.
Yeah.
But Patty couldn't make it one day, and so Mike had to run practice. And so a parent asked their daughter, like, how was practice? And they're like, it was okay. The janitor had to run it today.
And he's being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I mean,
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah. I mean, that Mike is amazing. And I remember watching him play. But he never talks about himself in playing. Never. And
He coaches now. He's more involved.
Yeah,
and it's
that
funny.
was the beginning.
His energy is awesome. I love his dialogue. His constant dialogue.
Yeah.
Making the girls laugh and giving, like, it's like two different personalities. Because as soon as he's off the court, he goes back to being quiet, shy.
Yeah.
And he's one of a kind.
Talk about the calmest dude you've ever met, though.
Yeah.
I've never seen Mike go like above a 6 on the emotional.
Yeah. I mean,
scale.
have you seen him play?
I watched one of I love
games.
watching all those '96 Atlanta matches.
Yeah.
They're so fun, and the Olympic trials in Baltimore, I think are still up on YouTube.
Oh, cool! I haven't seen
They
that.
were fun. Yeah, he just never looked like he was trying. Yeah. He's just one of those, like, kind of how Taylor plays.
Yeah.
You're like, is Taylor trying? And he does something spectacular. You gotta do that.
Yeah. He's awesome though. But yeah, he's being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Those girls probably had no idea.
Which one? There's so many.
I feel
of
like
them.
he should have been a long time ago.
I think it's like
20 years
the
ago.
USA volleyball one. That could be. We have to fact check that.
Okay. Because there's so many different ones. Like,
I
there's
think
the
he's in a couple
CBVA
others.
one. There's the International Volleyball Hall of Fame, which I know that they're trying to build up into a bigger deal than it is. There's US. There's all kinds of ones. But I feel like, he should have been like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And Patty too. Patty's such a good player.
Yeah, and Patty had a really funny story with their kids. They're walking down the pier, and they're like, "Mom, your name's only on here once? Like, Dad's got it 5 times." She's like, "Leave it up to kids to humble you."
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Well, you've had, what, 3 years with Nick as your assistant?
Yeah.
How's the
Does the volunteer not count?
husband-wife? You were fired twice.
I did
Thank you
not.
for pointing that out. That was once.
Oh my gosh.
Fired once. Once, right? I mean, I've been fired twice in my life with different jobs, but I thought it was my 4th year. No.
Are you counting? Well, 2020 you played AVP.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
It might be
Anyways,
your 4th year. Yeah.
it's all right. It's a struggle. I'm trying to push through. See if I can make it to year number 5.
Because I think one of the most common questions I'm asked working with you guys is like, how is like the husband-wife dynamic? And I think it's great.
You probably.
I think you guys do an awesome job. Like, I feel like I'm your oldest son.
It's possible, yeah.
You're just like, what side do you, Travis, what do you think?
Mom gets the third vote today. I'm going with Dad today.
Yeah. It's been good. Been fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy, and actually having you here this year has been like, it's like a smooth puzzle piece that came together that I'm hoping lasts for some time. Because when you go, I go.
Package deal.
Package deal. So.
No, I've loved it, and I didn't know how much we were looking to move somewhere until we got here, and then I've gone back to California a couple of times. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to go back.
Yeah. It's nice to visit.
It's a great place to visit, but what I really like about here is that when you come home to Southwood, there's like a separation of volleyball and just life outside of volleyball. But in Hermosa, like, you get off the beach and you're just in it.
Yeah.
And I can see
Stressful.
and man, so many people there are just so sad. Like, everyone's just kind of depressed about the state of the volleyball world right now.
Yeah.
And when you're in Hermosa, you can't get out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you're just, it's May gray permanently right now with a lot of the people playing.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. So
And they probably all want to talk to you about it.
Yeah. So I was there. I got lunch with as many people as I could, because we would do, for the USA camp, we'd do like a morning session, have a couple hours off, and then an afternoon session. So I would try to get lunch with as many people as I could. And so many people are just like bummed out. I'm like, man, we got to change this energy.
Yeah. What's the thing you like expected the most transitioning to college, and what's something that has surprised you?
Oh, good question. The thing I expected the most.
I don't know if that's a good question, but
Well, the thing that surprised me the most, I think, as far as coaching goes, is that probably 80% of the job is not coaching. It's so much of like program running.
yeah.
It's recruiting, and then it's keeping a lot of players on the team, like academics. There's so many different pieces, like spokes to that wheel. And coaching is just, it's a big, very important piece of the pie. But if you don't have everything else going right, then it doesn't, like, you're not gonna have a successful program.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I remember you asking, like, what, because you know that I like John Mayer's coaching a lot, and you're like, what do I have to do to be like as high up on your list as John? And I gave it some thought. It was funny because, like, you have so many other roles to do.
Yeah.
And Nick does so much of the practice planning. And then when we would all plan our own practices, like, I barely even saw you actually coach this year, because your practice would be 2 courts down, and then my practice would be here. But I saw you run a program, and I think that you're probably the best program runner.
Ooh, thanks.
And so there's so many other things that I can learn from you. And you let me sit
above John, or just you haven't experienced that of John yet?
Well, I would put you, like, because you look at
Kidding, don't answer that.
You built this program from the ground up, and how many coaches right now have done that? Like, Stein obviously built UCLA and is now doing a good job at Texas. You did it here. John's done a good job at LMU, but everyone else who's like pretty high up has kind of inherited something pretty good. And if they've inherited and kept it, there's a strength to that.
Well, technically, I've inherited.
But you inherited.
They were pretty good. I think they got second one time in the ABCA. But did John start the program at LMU?
No, they were bad.
Who was the other coach?
I think Tom Black was.
Oh, because he did
and
indoor
I think he split
beach.
indoor and beach.
Oh.
And basically it was just like their indoor program, I think, was basically their beach program.
Yeah.
But like, you do such a good job of managing all the different athletic directors you have to meet with, and the academic athletic directors, and like it's a humongous puzzle. And I think there was more to it than I had anticipated.
Interesting. Yeah. There's a lot of just madness and politics in college athletics, I would say.
Yeah. And so I think that was one of the bigger surprises, because I thought it would be like coaching, film, and that was it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would probably be the biggest surprise, which made it really fun though, because I got to learn so much more than I anticipated.
Yeah, you were in all the meetings.
And I love that you let me sit in on all those meetings.
I mean, Nick's free to sit in too.
I tried to, but she said only 2. I sacrificed.
He just loves a good meeting. It's hard for him not to.
Oh man, yeah.
And I think the other biggest surprise, because I remember, like, as a fan of NCAA beach volleyball, I would keep up with people's lineups and what they were doing before, and it wouldn't make any sense to me.
Oh, interesting.
Why people were doing what they were doing with their players. And then I got here and I was like, I get it. And I feel so bad because I would like judge other coaches, like, you idiot. Why is this girl with this girl on this court? And now I'm like, man, you got it.
Yeah. They actually instilled like a lineup challenge thing like midway through the year. But I just, after like 3 years ago, I'm like, I'm just not challenging anybody's lineup anymore. Like, there's no point.
Yeah.
And who am I to say what people are doing is right or wrong? I just got to focus on mine. Like, that's all it is.
Yeah, because like there are so many players on paper where if you put them together, left side blocker, right side defender, should work out.
Yeah.
You see it for 5 minutes and you're like, we don't need to see it every
Yeah.
As you would say, I've seen enough.
Yeah, I've seen enough. Yeah.
And that's a piece. It's like the personality part of it. Managing 20 plus girls is different, but it's fun.
Yeah. How do you rank your first season?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had so much fun.
Nice.
And I think
going.
I think because when you looked at the pieces that we had, I think a fifth at the NCAA championships was probably pretty high for what we could have reasonably expected to achieve.
I mean, how would you rank us in the fall compared to?
Oh man,
the end of the spring?
I remember commentating with you the Huntsville championships, and I was like, we are behind.
Yeah.
And then like what I told the players every week, like, does the team who played at TCU, would we beat Southern Miss? Okay, great. Yes, mission accomplished. And I think the team we brought to national championships would have embarrassed the team that we had in the fall, and certainly would have smashed the team we had at Southern Miss. So I looked at it as a pretty good success.
Yeah.
And I look at it as an extra success that so many of them, like younger players, got a taste of it, of what that looks like. And we had 7 players start for the first time in Gulf Shores, and we got 9 of them coming back.
Yeah.
And so now that they've like had that taste and they've seen it, I think that's why we see so many of them jumping at the chance to play in tournaments, because I think progress is that's what I was most motivated by. Like I know a lot of people, like when they lose, that's what gets them going. But I was always like, oh, if I beat a team, like, oh, I can do it again.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of our girls got, which is really fun to watch.
No, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a great time. I loved it.
Yay! You can stay.
Yes. Pass my interview.
That little contract's going to come to you soon. You can sign it again.
And I think another part that I love so much that you can't really put a price tag on is that like we would coach together 6 in season, sometimes 7 days a week that we would be working.
Yeah.
And we'd get back and I'd call one of you guys and be like, "Are the boys going to the playground?"
Yeah.
And we'd like, I loved working with you guys to the point that I would, like 10 minutes after work, be like, "You want to hang out?
Yeah.
What do we want to get?"
And not talk about volleyball.
Yeah. It's
talk about tomatoes.
And now we're training, guys.
yeah. I need to find out what's happening to these tomatoes. I asked about the big tomato that's rotted up top.
Yeah, Delaney might know. But the other tomatoes are good.
Yeah.
We have a lot for you to take.
Yeah, but your answer is correct. Delaney might know.
She would know. Delaney knows everything.
She knows all.
Yeah, well, I wasn't asking Travis. I was asking him to ask Delaney, by the way.
Messenger.
Yes.
I know my role here. I feel like you guys have always, that's been a theme of your staff, though, is that like you and Jason Lockhead were coaching good friends.
Yeah. Jason, well, you know, he was coaching Phil and I, and then Brooke created a position for him for like a year before he officially started coaching with Brooke. But yeah, I loved Jason. And actually, Brooke and I were talking, we're like, you're pretty similar to Jason. Super positive, happy the girls love you. It's perfect, like a yin and a yang for me. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's 4th season. It's been good so far. And Brooke Bauer last year was great to have too, because she was still competing. It was fun to kind of throw her in the games and stuff, but she was always afraid to say anything or to coach them up. But now she's playing on the world tour, just living her best life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But it is something that I learned, and it's not like we knew each other super well, but I think even Gary Green says this. He's like, I immediately met him and I trusted him, and that's what you give off. and I've had people before that I didn't know, and there's not really like that trust there.
Yeah.
So I think if you have a good trust with your staff, like all the other stuff they can learn. Like Brooke Bauer was an unbelievable teammate at FSU, and she was a great coach too. And then we've had a bunch of different ones. Jason, we trusted really well. Angela Rock has been my rock since I started coaching. And so that's what I've learned is like, it doesn't matter somebody's skill level really. It's just like, can you trust them? Are they a good person? You know, and then all the rest you can teach or learn. So
Yeah. And you got the secret assistant in Delaney.
yes. Oh my gosh.
So
we
many-
need a role for her, but she's occupied right now. Those
She's
little
your,
guys are
she's
taking
your
all her
unofficial
time.
consultant.
Yeah, I know. No, she's great, and yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Two husbands and wives, guys, we can do it. But that's so funny. It's the first thing people ask me still, like 4 years later. How's it working with your husband? And I'm just like, it's great. I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, I think it's so cool that I remember when during COVID, me and Delaney were newlyweds.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what a test for a new marriage. I was like, what do you mean? We get to spend all day together. This is awesome. You guys get to hang out all day together.
Yeah.
We do. We don't drive to work together though. That is, we have different things we like to listen to in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we, you know, if we have to get the kids or whatever, one of us has to be mobile.
I usually volunteer. That's probably the hardest thing is having 3 kids and then trying to manage
Yeah.
life outside of coaching for especially those 5 months, January to May.
Yeah, it's cool that I feel like it's a pretty parent-friendly job because then a lot of times, like, we'll get summers where we're like not allowed to recruit for some of it.
Yeah.
And we can't, like, the girls, we just send them off and compete. And so
Yeah.
it's a pretty, I think it's good to have those summers that you get to hang out with the kids as much as you do.
Yes. Yeah, especially when we go out and visit, you know, the South Bay to recruit and we bring the kids along. And,
Yeah.
you know, summers out there are a lot milder compared to here. So they just get to play and do surf camp all week. And, you know, like you said, I love going out there and visiting and seeing my friends and eating good food and then the weather.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is our home. So.
It was funny because Delaney, she's like, everyone talks about like Tallahassee being like super hot or rainy. She's like, from October when we moved here to now, it's been like
The best.
9.5 out of 10 weather.
Yeah.
And she walked outside at like 1 o'clock the other day. She's like, I understand why people take afternoon naps.
Yeah.
It's like from noon to 4.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll be inside.
Yeah.
Well, that's your kids' nap time now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that works
So that's
out.
why we planned this around Austin's nap time.
Yeah. Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
He's
I
so
mean,
funny.
he's going to be a good helper too. And that is cool to see the kids around the players because they're so nice. They're so great with
They
kids.
are incredible. Delaney has been so impressed with all of our players, especially Paige, like how good they are with him. And poor Roth, Austin just ordering her onto
Yeah.
the ref stand, and she goes to come down and practice. He's like, no,
No.
just get up there.
Yeah. I actually saw this thing today. It was about like leadership, and it was like respect versus liking you.
Yeah.
We got to get Austin's respect. Like Austin likes you, Roth, but he's telling you to stay up on that tower there.
Yeah.
So if you guys can earn Austin's respect,
Yeah.
then we're gonna go forward. But yeah,
He was funny today because I got out with Christy and Jordy, and Austin just shag bossed the whole time. He would take 20 minutes to go waddle over and get one ball, and
Yeah.
he'd come back and he'd go, Austin, basket.
Oh, perfect.
And he probably shagged 4 balls in an hour.
Yeah. And took how many showers?
But he was moving a lot of showers. But he was moving.
Yeah. I mean, it's so good for them. Like, that's the
It's
thing,
awesome.
being a parent. Obviously, like we tell our kids in the springtime, it gets a little dicey by the end. Like they're just over us leaving because we leave together.
Yeah.
But a normal 9 to 5 job, like we wouldn't get to spend the time we get on the other parts of the year. Like obviously there's parts that are really, I feel bad for our kids at some point. But they've learned to be really great with other people. And they're perfect angels when we're gone for the most part.
Yep.
And then we get all the craziness when we come back. But I think that's probably skills that they'll need when they get later in life. So
Yeah.
they're adaptable for sure.
Here's one thing that I've been wondering, and I asked this of Alvaro and Cesar, of if has coaching changed how you parent, and has becoming a parent changed how you coach, do you think?
Interesting. You want to answer that first?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I struggle in both of them. So it's all about, gaining more patience. But yeah, it's always something I struggle with. As far as, our kids are getting older. Right around now is usually when we start to have another one. Like we kind of
Oh my gosh, don't even
get
say that.
everybody. So, we're not going to deal with that transition moving forward. But as far as, I guess, I don't know. It's different, right? We have a 12, 8, and 4-year-old, and then boys who are just, you know them. You call the rowdy boys, right? So it's chaos in a different form versus 18 to 22-year-old females and 20 of those. So, no. I haven't learned. I'm failing at both of them. So, but we'll see how tomorrow comes or tomorrow goes.
I think it's helped me now that they're in sports.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple things that come up coaching, because I told this somebody the other day, we're basically these players we have left their homes where their main source of leadership, identity, stuff like that is their family.
Yeah.
And then they come to this environment where it's we are their main source of this chapter of their lives of some people, whether they play or not, affects how they feel about themselves or how we treat them, how we talk to them, things like that. So I'm kind of trying to not hover over my kids because I think they need to practice that before they get into college and just some of the things we've seen, but nobody's perfect. And, but yeah, there's a couple instances, even just talking to Gary Green the other day. Mm-hmm. I talked to him yesterday too, but a lot of college kids don't know how to do their laundry. That's going to be our boys unless I change. So it's just things like that, that are kind of more apparent in being their parent.
Yeah, I was one of those kids. I had never done laundry.
Oh, wow.
And I'd never run a dishwasher in my life.
Oh.
And so first time I did laundry.
In college?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice.
It was my apartment my freshman year was brand new. It was awesome. But I put hand soap in the dishwasher.
A lot of bubbles.
Oh,
Came back and I was like, oh man. What do we do here?
I feel like it's a boy thing for sure, a little bit more. But
What do you
Nick's
mean?
you're very clean.
Yeah, and that's the problem because you want them to do it, but then they do it wrong.
And slower.
And it just and we don't have time. The amount of time I feel like it's just chaos. An organized chaos, if that makes any sense in our household. It's just, it's and I think about it, I want to break down and cry. But you push through. But if I were to get these boys to do anything, they'd do it wrong. And it would take way too long.
It's so funny because Austin loves to help.
Yeah.
And he loves to do the dishes with me.
Oh.
And so I'll take his hand and put the loofah in it. We'll be scrubbing it. And he'll go, no, Austin, all self. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
All
and
right.
that's the thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have stubborn kids. Look at us, all of us.
Yeah.
And then they want to do everything themselves. Ryder's the same way, and he's 4, and he's crazy. So, yeah, what did we do?
It's so funny because I'm like, I want to let you do these dishes, but then he'll lose attention after 5 to 10 minutes, and then he'll go on and do his thing. But I have to redo all the dishes he did, and I'm like, we do it slower, and it's wrong. Are we I don't know if I'm helping. I don't know if this is a good thing.
I think you are.
But I don't want him to go into college not having done laundry and putting hand soap in the dish.
You do have some time. You have 16 years.
We do. We got a long time.
Yeah. We're running out of time. We have 6 years.
Gunner's got 6 years.
Yeah.
Man.
I know.
Yeah.
Has he always lived in Tallahassee? Or were you guys California?
No, he was born in California, El Segundo. He likes to tell his brothers. He's like, I'm a California surfer boy. You guys aren't. You guys were born in Tallahassee. But Gunner was so cool. We did everything together because I was still trying to play. And so he would sometimes come to practice, but that was a complete disaster. And then Nick and I would switch off. He would go to practice or vice versa. past the baby, and then my family is out there, so they were able to help.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Having been a coach now, would you guys change how you practiced as a player?
Interesting question. I think I would.
You would?
I would, yeah.
No, I don't think I would. I mean,
Worked out pretty well.
yeah, I think the formula that whatever was provided through my coaches with lifting and kind of getting the feedback from, man, I had some great coaches, Jose, Scott.
Yeah, Davy was great.
Yeah, David, Jason, no. What I will tell you is different is, coaching college is versus a team, and you know this. You have one team, maybe two teams, and now you have, right, 20 individuals that you're trying to, and sometimes you don't get to work with the same.
Right.
I feel like if you just had 2 or 4 girls, they'd probably get better faster versus kind of the whole group. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, a way we can kind of expedite, I guess, the learning process.
I would probably change how I practiced early on.
Okay.
What would you change about it?
I think I would change. I just did a lot of a lot of stuff I did on my own, to be honest. Like just take a bag of balls, standing shots, have people just serve me, which was, it was harder to get people, especially in Santa Barbara. But yeah, Davy was awesome. I love those practices. I never worked with Jason until coaching with him, and he was great. But yeah, I just think there's new skills, and I always think about the offense we're teaching our team, would I have done that? And I even sometimes when we go out there, I think, oh, would I stack here and go? And I'm like, no, I would not do that. At my current age of 44, but that sort of stuff would have been kind of cool, because we were always trying to do different stuff in our own ways, like shoot sets or tempo, things like that. But yeah, I think my early on was just a lot of blocked training, but I did play a lot, all the time.
Yeah.
So I think that helped. And then I had good coaches, indoor especially too, that just helped me look at the game and strategize versus somebody just telling me what to do. They were helping me figure it out. So
yeah. Who coached you the most on the beach? Scott?
Probably Scott. Yeah, Davy. He was great. Loved him. Yeah.
He's still working with the USA developmental program.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very technical.
Yeah.
I remember, because when I was playing, I never really had my own coach much. I just was the practice bait for everyone else. So I just got to steal everybody else's coaching.
Yeah.
And I was super technically a disaster, just because I learned on YouTube and just homegrown. And Davy, every time I'd film practice and I'd hear him in the background, I'd hit a jump serve and he'd go, how is his shoulder still on?
Yeah, that's my language right there, is the technical part. So I think he was a great combo, but he was a really good scouter too. Just finding people's tendencies. So that's what I liked about him, is you'd have all this information going into a match, and then it was your choice whether you used it or not. But yeah, that part was really good too.
Yeah, that's why when some of them ask a technical question, I'm like, you got mom and dad, they got you covered.
Yeah.
Because you guys are technically pretty sound. I don't know why this is what I did.
I remember Travis demoed this drill for me passing wise, and we were doing it. I go, "What are you doing? Why are you doing it like that?" And it's just the hands go this way, and I was like, "No, we can't. We can't do this."
Timeout. Yeah. Brooke's in the demo.
Yeah, which just goes to show how athletic you were. You got away with it. But yeah, you needed. Scott was probably the first person to break down being technically sound. So before that, it was just probably similar as you, just being an athlete.
Just figure out ability.
Yeah. Swing angle.
Harder.
Yeah. We watched some of his old videos. The Austin, your first one with Phil, the Austin MVP, it was just
You have the full match?
It was in clips, wasn't it?
No, I think it was, we watched it with Phil's documentary, but it's out there on YouTube somewhere.
I would love to watch that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. As a different player. I didn't even hit the ball with my hand open, hand closed.
You had Kai?
It's crazy. Yeah. So
I just love seeing that celebration from Phil. like the emotion.
Yeah.
Because he didn't show a whole lot very often.
No, he
It's
doesn't.
fun to see him like that.
Yeah, and he took a chance. He dumped Dane for me that year, so could have easily won his first tournament with Dane.
Maybe.
We
Never know.
just played Phil and his wife in bocce ball this weekend. We saw them.
Bocce ball.
Yeah,
took him down.
Phil can bocce ball with his left and his right. But
case you were
no, then
wondering.
we were at this birthday party and there was a picture because everyone had to bring like a picture, and Phil was in a cutout like celebrating, like. And I was like, where was that? And Phil remembered the exact point. Like
He has one of those
from
memories.
2015. Yeah, but I also think he doesn't like really get in the celebration that much.
That's
so when
true.
he does, he's like, I remember that.
Yeah, that's true.
It was funny. and we had a whole 10-minute story on that one point that he celebrated.
When he is like that, you watch out. He's the best player. I mean, besides being the best player, like he's in a different mode when he wants to be.
And
Must
when he's
be
telling
nice.
you, fix your posture.
Yeah. Okay. Just continue to get 10 blocks a game, and we'll be fine, Phil. Yeah.
2025 season's over.
Yep.
What are you looking forward to 2026?
Well, I think I'm looking forward to bringing some new, like we're going to have a lot of new people on our team.
Yeah.
So how they all interact with each other. And I really like the team building and stuff like that at the beginning of the year. But I think I really am excited for the summer. We're also getting a new strength coach that I'm excited to try to add some different things in that realm, because that's something like Nick and I excelled our game so much.
Yeah.
And then, other than that, I don't think I've thought about it yet. I don't know if you guys have, but I'm excited to have another year with AK and Alexis. They just won, what was that tournament
World
they won?
University Games.
Yes.
Qualifier.
So they get to go to the World University Games. And it's really cool because those two, especially, a lot of people on our team, I think, can have like great careers internationally if they want them. But those two seem to be really like gung-ho about it right now. And so to see how good they can be, because, Alexis's first year, she was split blocking and playing at the fives. And then her second year last year, she moved all the way up to the ones by the end of the year. And then this year she's consistently played ones. And then AK, I mean, her first year, she came from indoor and like she did so many things that we were like, oh my goodness. And then she would do like amazing things. So to just see how far she's come in that short amount of time, like I can't even imagine.
She still does those things, by the way.
Yeah.
We're like, are you kidding me?
But it's crazy with her 2 years ago. Yeah.
Good.
Amazing things, like unbelievable. And then I'm just like, you completely missed that ball.
Yeah.
And completely panicked.
Very true. But 2 years ago, like our plan for her was just play her in as many exhibitions as we could. Yeah. Exhibitions.
Yeah.
And we were like, she'd play these little scrappy girls that just move the ball around, and she struggled. And then 2 years ago, she was playing with Raylan White, one of our best players, and they had a great year, and then playing at the one. So it's just like, if you think about it that way, it's crazy how much better she's gotten. So I'm excited to keep trying to push the envelope with them and get them better. But I don't know. What do you guys think? What are you excited about?
I haven't thought about 20. I don't know yet. Yeah, the thought of AK's potential is exciting. And then Alexis just consistently gets better. And the freshmen that we have coming back, that there's a ton of players.
Yeah, Gela is just
that I
playing
can
twos
name
her
off
freshman
of.
year.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had a freshman play that high.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I remember when I was talking with Alvaro, because I was telling him, like, if you haven't watched AK and Alexis play, I think you'll enjoy it. And he thought for a second that AK was Gela.
Oh.
He was like, is that the girl that just swings over block high deep? I was like, she does do that, but you're thinking of Gela.
Yeah.
He's like, big
AK
pain.
swings over the block short. Gela deep.
AK hits these angles where I'm like, I don't see anybody on the world tour hitting these angles.
Yeah.
It's like Anna Patricia is kind of it. And AK outjumps AP.
Yeah, so it'd be cool to see her test herself this summer.
Yeah, I'm excited to see her play like really top flight
Yeah.
competition. Not that she didn't get that in college, but it'd be a different realm.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see how they do at World University Games too, because I have no idea who all plays in those.
Yeah, I don't know either. Alexis did college games or something last year with Zolani.
Okay.
FISU or something like that.
Okay.
And they got second. So yeah, either way, it'll be a good test. And
Yeah.
I mean, Nick, when did you start playing? I started playing international when I was 27.
25.
Okay,
first, yeah.
you beat me on that one. But like that's, I feel like late compared to these.
Well, Phil and I
Yeah.
played 2 events, and then not till 2009. So 30.
I didn't know you started that late.
Yeah.
Because you won your first when you were 35.
35.
International.
Xiamen,
So you're
China.
kind of a late
It's a
bloomer.
beautiful place, Xiamen. Yeah. I mean, I took some seconds, but
It's your favorite place now.
got smashed by Phil in Canada, in Austria. Yeah, it was tough playing against Phil. He took a lot of. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people can say that.
Man, I
Jake did
remember,
probably most of all.
Yeah, Casey Patterson was on the mic with Rich Lamborn for Huntington,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about like, do you know how many more wins I would have had if we didn't have coincide with Phil's career?
Yeah.
I mean, people could say that about Missy and Carrie too. They won everything.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
Tiger Woods in golf. There's
Yeah.
always someone.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always someone.
But yeah, it was 35, which most people were done playing.
Yeah.
So
I started it. I mean, my first AVP I played 25 and was done by 34.
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where was your first AVP?
New Orleans.
And how do I not know this? The amount of time we spent together. Sorry.
No, it was New Orleans, and me and JD Hamilton were terrible.
Oh really?
We were so bad. Like I'd played in I think one open tournament. Like I didn't know what the AVP, I didn't know what it was.
Were you in the qualifier?
Yeah.
Do you know who you played?
Lost first round. We played Dylan Lesniak and Bryce Mayer, and I remember seeing them. I don't know if either of them ever made a main draw, but I remember seeing they were from San Diego. I was like,
Oh.
they're from California. And we got smashed. Like, but we scored 17 on Californians. Like, we're so good.
Well, and it led to
But
Nine more
it
years.
actually made it really special that JD's first and only main draw came with me 9 years later in Hermosa.
oh nice.
And that was the last AVP I played, I think.
Oh, I read that.
I might have played Manhattan after that, but we ended up getting 7th. But me and JD qualified. You had to get a top 4. You had to make the semifinals of one of these AVP contenders that they're having in Virginia Beach. And we qualified. And he'd been trying since before I started playing. So it was like a 10-year, 11-year thing for him.
Wow.
I was like, that's awesome. So it was
Yeah.
cool that like he got to end his career on that note, which
Are
is
you going to
cool.
play a tournament this year?
I try to play one. I think I'm going to try to play like one fun tournament a year. So Hermosa's always fun, but that's when we're in 8 hours.
That's all right. Go play, guys.
it was playing the left
Just
side.
wear Florida
I
State
can't
hats.
play
We're
left side.
training every day.
You don't have to play together, but you guys could play.
Yeah.
Just head to toe, Garnet, please.
Oh yeah, it'll be Florida State decked out. I remember when you offered me the job and I got my little like welcome. I got shorts and a shirt that was Brooke Bauer's size and a hat. But I went and coached Betsy and Julie, and it was just like Florida State, Florida State, Florida State, and Angela Benson was like, "We get it."
That is so funny.
So head to toe Florida State stuff.
Well, we're going to make sure they keep getting it. So. We're going to go gold next. Each year it'll be a different one. Garnet and gold.
Just gold, gold, gold.
Only monochrome. The girls call that, like, what is it, your outfit? The gray one's the grout fit.
The graphic, yeah.
Yeah, we need the gold and the garnet. Nick loves the way I look in all garnet.
Yeah, I have a couple photos. So the Palm Beach tournament is a qualifier for Manhattan?
Yeah, if you get top 4. Yeah.
Ooh.
I think.
I didn't know that.
I want to.
That's the only thing I want. I
Guaranteed
don't
thing.
ever want to play qualifier.
Yeah, and I think I'm out on those too. But people would pick you up.
I'm gonna give them a reason to.
Yeah.
Travis. That's why we're training
Yeah.
secretly.
Yeah, you got people's phone numbers.
Can
Come
you
on, Travis.
unfreeze your points?
Yeah.
You still got paternity points for me?
Your youngest is 4.
I just don't even know how they would do points for next year. Or are they going to do any events for next year?
Beats me.
What's their
I
plan?
feel like Manhattan's always got to be there.
Yeah.
I feel like, but I don't know. I don't know because Huntington this year was the last qualifier for the league, so I don't know. But I feel like they're going in on the league. I feel like they're kind of out on tournaments.
Yeah.
It would seem that way.
The one
schedule.
Paolu's doing, does that have a qualifier?
Yeah, so it's a 24 team. 24 teams are straight in, and then 8 teams are coming out of a single limb qualifier.
Nice.
And then because he lets any international player can play with an American player, and so they're using True Volley points because there's no way to take like international points in AVP and make them one. So True Volley is the only system that's close enough.
Still have True Volley points.
You got True Volley?
I do?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, you both were hanging on.
Hanging on.
What? So no 2 international players can play with each other?
Unless they get wild carded. So last year we wild carded Leon Luini and Ruben Peninga.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that they barbecued O2.
Yeah.
But they had the time of their lives.
Yeah.
And what was funny is that they were actually super important in getting Hermosa to extend it for 3 more years. Because the mayor goes down and talks to the first players he sees. And it was Leon and Ruben.
Oh.
And he's like, what do you guys think? And like, this is our first time in the United States, and this is amazing. He's like, it's your first time in the U.S. and you're in Hermosa Beach? They're like, yeah, we're coming back every year.
Yeah.
And the mayor brought that back and was like, no brainer.
Oh, nice.
And so they barbecued, had a great time at the players' parties, and had a great time talking to the mayor.
Are they get another wild card, or do they have to go on the
I
wild
don't
card?
know. We're
Oh, are you on that committee?
yeah. So they
you're on
sent
wild
they
card
sent them to
committee?
me.
What?
It's me and Pal Louie. Only internationals though. Can
Cuban.
get
My
yeah,
parents
you're
are Cuban, dude.
And I tell you what, if you play with
if I can get the
Alumni
Cuban
or Diaz, you're in.
Done. I'm gonna send a message to. Are they getting married?
Yeah, to
yeah.
Kylie. Yeah, they're engaged.
My
to
partner,
him.
he's gonna have to block.
You could practice your Spanish.
Yeah, but we got the Anders and Christian, so the people who run the Beach Volley Vikings Instagram, they dropped a comment and were like, we could play. I was like, there's a wild card waiting for you.
You wrote that back?
Yeah. It was like,
It was the people that
you
run
want
their
it.
Instagram, not them.
I'm
Or is that
assuming
people
somebody.
that run their
I'm
Instagram?
assuming somebody else runs their Instagram
Oh, okay.
because it's like a Beach Volley Vikings.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, if you want it,
Yeah.
you got a full deck of 52 wild cards.
Yeah, that'd be a good
in
one.
perpetuity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'd be fun to have them.
Ooh, you're gonna get a lot of grief.
Why?
I'm transparent.
Can't wait to hear about
I'm
it.
transparent. If Norway wants a wild card, Norway gets a wild card. It's
Yeah.
like, unless
No,
they
not for that one, but I
Oh.
bet you people are gonna ask you for wild cards left and right.
Yeah, last year a handful did, but I don't even know how it came down to Leon and Ruben. Might have been a points thing, but then it's funny because like a bunch of players, international players, like, can you set me up with an American? And so Daniele Lupo's looking
I
for a
can see
partner.
that happening. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like managing partnerships.
Ooh, that's fun.
Which is kind of funny because I'm like, I think you and Try would actually be a really fun team, Lupo.
Yeah.
Because I was really happy that like Miles and Rangieri played last year. I thought it was fun to see them.
Yeah.
The girls did a lot more international. Like Theo and Schachter were fun to watch.
It's almost like college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was
You could put a
fun
pair
to do.
together that's just terrible.
You could. And I think Sam was disappointed that he lost to me. Me and Andy
and
beat
then you
him.
played him. Of course.
I was happy about it. I love Sammy. Are you getting out there?
No. You guys saw me. I
training.
I am training and I pass and barely jump and hit 2 balls and I can't breathe for 5
Hand on
minutes,
ball,
so-
still perfect.
Yeah. Well, I am training on a men's net. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I played one. When was that? With Katie Horton, a qualifier. And ended up playing a girl that I coached the year before. And I was like, just don't think I'm going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So with the freeze, which was awful.
I remember Delaney would always, she hated playing girls she coached.
Yeah.
But she was always pretty confident. She's like, I taught you what you know. You're not beating me.
Yeah, I just felt like it's like I just am so competitive, and I don't care if I win or lose. Like I should lose to them, but I just don't. That side of me sometimes is not the nicest. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You're competitive.
yes, I am.
It's good.
And then I have to be like, are you coming to Alumni? You know? So I just, my competitive days are over.
Now there is coaching.
But I appreciate that you think I could do it. I'm training for 4-on-4 with my lady friends and 6-man. That's it.
That's it. Mm-hmm. You're with, was it Mile High?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You
doing sixer again?
The email thread has already started.
Yeah, my goal is to be able to swing, not just use me back row. So I'm going into summertime prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're training. I can vouch.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing the pod.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Well, this will be a SANDCAST and a Sandy Noles.
Sweet.
Finishing both.
Awesome.
Sweet. Shoots. It's perfect.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Does anybody
Sweet.
listen to that? Our jibber jabber?
Yeah.